Hello. We're live on YouTube and Instagram. I wanted to do a midweek live as well. The reason is I wanted to share some thoughts with people and I wanted to take live questions as well. So if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to put them across to me. I've got a bunch of questions that come. Generally speaking, I always have some questions that have come through during the week, and what I'd like to do is sometimes just answer them as well, right? From agents, investors, so on and so forth. I want to share something I'm not going to say very important. Assalamu alaikum, Hassan Abdullah. How are you, brother? Uh, Nims Plastic, Jitu Bhai. How are you? Love to take any questions that you guys might have. Acha, I wanted to share something with you guys. You get a lot of times I get people asking me and they say, okay, what about this investment? What about that investment? Should I do this? Should I not do that? Um, and I'm going to refer to both agents and non-agents. Okay, this is something I've realized from, I guess, as I've grown older. I'm not going to say wiser, but as I've grown older, I've realized this. कि यार, there is no perfect scenario for anything that you might be doing. If you really think about it, no matter what you're looking to do, if you're thinking of going to university, great, right? You'll probably go to university. But if you really think about it, when you start going to university, you will end up facing some tough days, some tough exams. You might end up having that tough professor who doesn't like you, perhaps, right? So, what do you do in those scenarios? Well, you kind of like push through, right? We've all been there, done that. We push through. It's kind of like when we speak about professional sports people, and let's take for example the example of Ronaldo. Okay, top player, everybody knows about him. Hello everybody who's joined on the live. Hello. uh, so let's take Ronaldo's example, right? Ronaldo, we know that he's done very well, but most of the time we only hear about the awesomeness that he's done, right? So we hear about he's signed a contract that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We hear about him scoring the goal in the final and lifting the cup. But we do also realize a lot of times it's not just the final goal that he scored or the contract that he got. A lot of times there are times when he's had his knee surgery. There's times when he's missed games. There's times when he's been vilified because he couldn't perform perhaps for the country or the team. So what does a person do in that scenario? Essentially speaking, you kind of like just keep going. You keep going, right? And this is something you've got to understand. If you're coming into the Dubai market as an agent, or if you're coming into the Dubai market as an investor, you've got to roll with the punches and you've got to roll with the sunshine, right? Mustafa, welcome. Shitu, Ibrahim, Suhail, Saban, Ahsan, Assalamu alaikum. What country code are you guys in right now? What country code are you guys in right now? Okay, I'd love to hear. Okay, and if you guys have live burning question answer, you really want to ask a question, please do ask. It'd be my pleasure to answer. So Hail Saban says, Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shitu Nunu says, Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you guys. So I wanted to share that with you. So this applies both to investors and agents. So a lot of times agents are like, should we start? Should we not start? Like, guys, listen, there'll be days you'll make money and there'll be days you won't be able to make money, right? What should you do? You should start and take the ups and the downs of the game in your stride. You kind of like keep going. You don't stop, okay? You just keep going, keep working hard, okay? Love to take any questions that you guys might have. I don't see any questions coming through, so I'll take stuff that I have in my list. Okay, people have asked these questions. Okay, so somebody asks this question: how do you compare Dubai Hills? Fayaz Umar, assalamu alaikum. Hello, hi. Dubai Hills. Oh, what does it take to be an agent? Okay, I'm going to answer that question. Just give me 1 second. Ibrahim Brahim Yamatu, A32. What does it take to be an agent? First things first, commitment. You've got to be fully committed to anything you want to do. So I say it's kind of like commonsensical. I'm saying you've got to be fully committed. Like, and if you think about it, that goes with anything. Like if you say, hey, what does it take to be a good university student? Commitment, waking up for classes, going to class, um, coming back from class, studying for the exam, so on and so forth, right? That's kind of like the general rule, right? So that's what it takes to be an amazing agent. First things first, you've got to be committed. Second thing, you've got to have a thick skin. Third thing, you should be willing to change your life. Okay, you should be willing to change your life. You might have missed this question. What are your thoughts? Okay, 2025 Dubai market price. Brother Ahsan, assalamu alaikum. I don't know why, but sometimes questions don't come through. I'm not sure why they don't. So sorry, I did. Assalamu alaikum, Fahd Bhai. What are your thoughts on the 2025 Dubai market price movement? This is very interesting. I think the movement is going to be a little bit aggressive. Okay, this is just my opinion, but I feel that the movement's going to be a little bit aggressive. What am I basing this on? Aggressive in a positive way. So Knight Frank already came out with a report that the movement's going to be about 8%, which they're saying is less than 2023. Fine, no problem. But the early signs that we have seen from the US market, from the way Bitcoin's rallied around Trump getting elected, the what do you call this? The things coming down, the interest rates coming down, So, and the Dubai government has just recently, via the central bank, announced something, which is previously you needed 20% to get a mortgage as a non-UAE, as an expat. And what the banks were generally doing is the 6% closing transaction fee, 6 or 6.5, they would actually adjust that within the loan amount. Okay, bank from February 1st has stopped that. Why do they do that? Right? These are signs that the government and the banks, they realize that the markets, the central bank realized that the market's a little bit too hot, and they want to slow down the market a little bit, generally speaking. But the sign that the market's hot is a good thing, right? The market's hot is a good thing. That said, guys, listen, with real estate in Dubai or other places, I am going to be a little bit cautionary to people trying to get 50% price increases within 1 year, 30% price increases within 1 year. Has it happened before? Yes, it has happened, right? We saw 2021. It happened, like prices like literally just shot through the roof, right? It's happened in 2012 and 13. It's happened in 2004, 2005, 2006. But let's talk about 2020 and 2021. There was a weird global pandemic going on, right? So how do you recreate those situations? Kind of challenging, right? So I think the market's going to be a little bit on the aggressive side, and in some areas, people are going to see good number of capital increases. Like, you got to remember this, like when you end up buying from a developer, they are also trying to make money, right? So they're in the same market like you are, and they're in the business to make money, so they don't always price their products the lower. So you've got to be smart with respect to where you're investing, how you're investing, and how you're exiting, right? Asan Bhai, I hope I answered your question in a decent way. But if you've got another burning question, I'd love to hear from you. Bless you. Ashid Ali, welcome. Dubai off plan 19, welcome. Love to take a question. What do you sell? Dubai off plan. Shitu, Nunu, Dr. Khalid, Sohail Saban. Okay, so Sohail, you said, is the market going to be stable? In my opinion, yes. Waving back to everybody who's waved at me, Fazal, Dubai off plan, Ashid Ali, Hussein, Dubai Realtor. Sohail says, guys, I'd love to take questions from you guys. Love to have you ask questions. Okay. So Sohail says, I've been following since long time. How long? I really study from your videos, and today I have a team of 10 and own Aura. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. Wallahi, it's kind of interesting. It's good to hear that you've been following me, and I really study from your videos. and that's good, so that I can add value. I'm happy about that. It's all from Allah, right? So all the results, and you have a team of 10 and your own company, this Allah has decreed that. Allah wanted to give this to you. We have been a conduit. We've been helpful along the way, so we're happy that we were helpful. Really, really, really happy. Okay, hey, welcome, guys. Host Dubai Realtor Sana Moin. Guys, before you guys, some of you guys joined, I was talking about how a lot of us are sometimes fearful, right? Fearful of what might happen. But, and this is something I want to address for agents who are trying to join, for people who are going to university, or about to go to university, starting to change their career, starting to change their country. I want to say, like, we always hear this, like, what's behind fear, or what's on the other side of fear? And then, the smart answer, or the smart aleck answer, is nothing, right? But it's easier said than done. For a lot of people, fear is very real. But, like, if you really think about it, today, I think it's really about going over 40. Like, you get wisdom. So if you're not over 40, then hang around with people over 40 who can share wisdom with you. This is my opinion, okay, personal opinion. I personally think that beyond 40, what ends up happening is you start realizing that life is kind of amazing, and the ups and downs are always part of it. The ups and downs are, subhanAllah, part of it. Like, I was giving the example, if you go to university, there is going to be time, like, you could be an A grade student, but there's going to be times where you might be stressed about a certain assignment. You might not like the professor, so on and so forth. But you kind of push through it, and then you look back and you're like, okay, everything kind of like got done anyway. Alhamdulillah, right? Same thing applies to being an agent. Same thing applies to changing careers. Same thing applies to choosing. I want to say this a little bit lightly, but seriously, about choosing life partners as well, right? I don't want to say, let's not say what's the worst that can happen, but let's just say, look, there's always be ups and downs, right? There'll always be glorious highs where everybody's super excited, you're super excited, everything's happiness all around. And then there's going to be times when it's going to be difficult. And then you realize that that's part of life. Like, Tony Robbins' mentor, Jim Rohn, used to say this, that the only, like, problems are such a part of life. The only person who doesn't have problems is the person in the grave, right? And this is true. Like, if you really think about it, that is true, isn't it? Right, guys? I hope you're having your wonderful tea this morning. If you haven't had breakfast, okay. It's a little bit late for breakfast, but it's okay. Alhamdulillah. And I hope you're enjoying it. Ali Asghar Hussain, Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you doing? Hey, guys, shout out to everybody who's here by Off Plan 19. Shittu, Fayaz Umar, Shahil Saban, Ali Asghar Hussain, Nazar Hussain. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sana Moin, and everybody who's watching on YouTube. Love to take your questions. Let's compare. Let's have somebody compare Arabian ranches, and Dubai Hills. Okay, who has a preference for Arabian ranches, and who has a preference for Dubai Hills? I'd love to see you guys comment in the comment section. Tell me where you guys from. What's your nationality? Well, okay, I already asked that, but I'd love to hear from you. Who prefers Dubai Hills, and who here prefers Arabian ranches? Okay, Saltaf joined. Hey, welcome, brother. Anybody? Any questions? No comments? Everybody shy? Guys, don't be shy. Oh, Fahd Siddiqui joined. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, guys. Put a comment. Okay. Somebody asked me the other day, like, which one's better and why? And I'm going to give you like a little bit of a background, and then I'm going to say this is how it is, and these are the reasons. Okay. Arabian ranches, for those of you who are in the know or might not know, is one of the original older communities. Like, when we talk about villas in Dubai, which were freehold, Arabian ranches was right up there. Wassalamu alaikum, bro. Fahd, kef halek? How are you doing, brother? May Allah bless you. May Allah bless you, bless you, bless you. So it was right up there, and it kind of put Dubai freehold on the map, especially when it came to villas. And today it has villas, townhouses, but it does not have apartments. Okay, and it's the premium older community. It's like 10 20 years old, right? So it's like really been there, like it was there long time ago. Yasin Sharif, welcome, man. On the other hand, so it's got a school, it's got a community center. This is Arabian Ranches, okay? It's got a golf course, and the houses are a little bit older, though, right? Today, now when we compare or compete with Dubai Hills is a very different community, okay? Dubai Hills, you can divide it into two sides. You've got the side that has the Dubai Hills Mall. Anybody here been to the Dubai Hills Mall? Raise your hand. Thumbs up. Do you like it? Have you been there? So Dubai Hills Mall is slightly different. It's pretty good. It's actually quite good. I would say it's like the younger sister of Dubai Mall. Okay, so if you don't like Dubai Mall, you might like Dubai Hills Mall. That's number one. Then it's got a very huge park, which is surrounded by very good commercial property. So commercial offices you can rent or buy, and then apartments and residential buildings. And then you've got the townhouses, and then you've got the smaller villas. And then on the other side where the golf course is, you've got the bigger villas and the mansions and so on and so forth. So the feeling that you're going to get when you're there is you're going to easily see that this place, Dubai Hills, was after 20 years planned very differently and executed very differently, right? It's one of those communities that I think in the next 5 years is going to grow and create a lot more distance between itself and other communities which might not be as well planned. Guys, listen, I love to take questions. If you guys have any questions, shoot them across. Those who are watching, Taj White, Dubai off plan 19, Shittununu, Thought Siddiqui, Sahil Salman, Saltat, Dubai Double S Real Estate. Welcome, guys. I'm happy. Generally speaking, we go live on Saturdays. I'll be live around 12-ish, 12 noon. So if you don't get your questions in today, you can always come back with more questions. Bismillah. I'll be happy to answer. I'm happy to see you guys here. If you haven't had breakfast and tea this morning, this would be a good ideal time. It's a little bit later in the day, but you could. Who's to stop you? Bismillah. Suhail asks, okay, Taj White Sangamer says, hello, sir. Hello, back to you. Why developers are launching products back to back on bracket of $1.5 million with dead stock and with payment plans? What does this mean, dead stock? What do you mean by dead stock? Okay. Why developers are launching products back to back on bracket of $1 million? There is demand. Listen, so Suhail, I've seen 3 or 4 cycles now in the Dubai market. So I remember the first cycle before 2008. You got to remember that Dubai is an amazing opportunity, not just for the agents, it's for the investors, the clients, and then amongst the clients and the investors, the bigger investors who've got larger amounts of capital, who like to invest bigger amounts, right? So if they want to invest bigger amounts, what are they going to do? They're going to end up developing. So it's an opportunity, right? So they come, they see what they can do, where they can invest, and they want to actually, make some money out of it. So one of the easier category is the 1 million to 1.5 million because it's the economics of it, right? The land is a little bit less priced. You can build something. The pool of buyers is bigger, so on and so forth. So everybody's trying to come, make their mark, and make some money, right? Alhamdulillah, which is fine, right? Who are we to say they shouldn't do that? Your job is to find good things for your investors so that it makes sense. Hey guys, welcome. Sayed Maz, Dubai off plan. Ask a question, guys. I'd love to hear a question from you guys. Okay, Fahad, assalamu alaikum, brother. So Hale, did I answer your question? Those things will get launched and they will get absorbed in the market. Don't worry about it. Okay, you and I shouldn't worry too much about it. So just chill about it. Okay. Work to get your investors and clients serviced in with the good properties. Alhamdulillah. Fahad asks, what are your views on the villa behind Al Abdur Polo Ground, given that most of the villa constructions are pretty old? My views are very positive. There's a very good community, right? It's amazing community. Now, the things change a little bit when if you're looking to buy there. So then you've got to do due diligence, right? So what will happen? It doesn't matter if the villas are old. It matters if it meets your budget. It matters if you like the community. It matters if it's close to your friends and family and children's school and so on and so forth. And then it matters if it's going to work for you, right? So if you're going to buy it out cash, mortgage, or and then you start looking at and nitpicking the smaller things. Is this villa good enough for my family to move in, spend another 100,000 for the upgrades? Upgrades mean like if it's old, what are the things that are going to be old? Okay, the bathrooms are going to be old. Some of the walls might be older. But if you spend like 50, 60, 100, 150,000 dirhams, perhaps you're going to completely revamp the whole thing and it's going to look really nice, right? So you'll be happy camper, right? Altaf asks, Town Square opinion about buying studio or 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom for rental returns. First of all, the basic answer is going to be what's your budget allowing you to do, right? So if your budget allows you to get a studio, then stick to a studio, right? If your budget allows you to get a 2 bedroom or a 1 bedroom or a 3 bedroom, get a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, okay? Like when you're asking me what's going to be the return, my opinion is, look, Town Square, here's the thing. Think about it like this. Town Square is a wonderful community where people live with families, right? So when people are living with families, what do they need? 2 bedrooms or studios, right? Guys, I'd love to ask you guys. Sayed, who's watching, Dubai off plan 19. Bushin, Fahd Siddiqui, Chaudhry Qassam, Altaf, Lawrence. I'd love to ask you guys this question. Answer me, guys. Type, use your phone. Right? So think about it. Families would like to have 2 bedrooms or 1 bedrooms, number one. Number two, they might be willing to pay a little bit extra rent, generally speaking, in the long term. So it all then boils down back to you about you being able to what you're able to afford, okay? Wasim. How do I go live with somebody? Can I go live with somebody? Yeah, just wait. Wasim, I can see your request that you want to go live, but there is a number, a WhatsApp number. You've got to message that number first, okay? There's a WhatsApp number here somewhere. Can we put it somewhere? Somewhere here? Or I can give it to you. I can give it to you. Somehow I can give it to you. Ask somebody to put the number in, please. Thank you. So Altaf says 2 bedroom ideally, and I agree with you, okay? I agree with you. So families need 2 bedrooms, and that's why 2 beds are going to be better in that area, okay? In my opinion. Okay, who else is there? So I saw a comment from somebody. Smaller families might settle for 1 bedrooms. That's correct. Smaller families will settle for 1 bedroom, but remember this one thing again, that studios, it's okay. Studios, people will generally upgrade. And I've seen more people upgrade from a studio maximum in 1 or 2 years, because the moment they get married, they have a child, family and friends visiting, they'll move to a 1 bedroom and then they'll move to a 2 bedroom. 2 bedroom people will generally stay longer, okay? Some may adjust in 1 and 2 bedroom. Fahd Siddiqui, you're absolutely right. Fahd, you're asking about villa Basically, I'm talking from a client's perspective. To buy a villa there and have a major upgrade done and sell it. So in short, buy and resell. You can, but then see, you've got to check how thriving. So okay, so if you're helping a client, this is how you would do this. First of all, go into the villa community, do research on the number of transactions that are happening. Like, are villas selling really fast over there, right? So are villas selling? So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say a community has a transaction level of 8, okay, whereas a community has a transaction level of 4. Which one is better? Now, it could be something in the middle. It could be 6 or 7. Okay, I'm asking you guys: if you're going to buy and resell, should the community have good resale transactions happening? I'm asking everybody who's present. Say yes. Uzair Baba, Sayed Mas, Dubai Off Plan, Bushan, Fahd Siddiqui, Wasim Khan, SL Taf, Dubai Real Estate. So should a community have a lot of churn in there, right? So a lot of a lot of transactions. So if first of all find that, if that's happening, then you have to find what kind of villa you can buy that can easily be flipped. What do I mean by that? Don't buy a terrible design, right? Buy a good design villa. Then you've got to see the location of the villa, and then you've got to know what upgrades you can make, and then you can flip. Does that make sense, guys? Hope it does. All right. Thank you, guys. Everybody who's watching, love to hear your questions come through. I'm actually enjoying the live. I don't want to get off, but there is a question on YouTube as well from somebody. Zahir Zaman says, "How do you advise finding clients for off plan?" Okay, this is advice that I'm going to give again and again and again and again. First of all, you see. Here's the thing. You've got to simplify things and take the bull by the horn. How many people need shelter? Everybody? Yeah. How many people who need shelter can actually afford a property? A lot of people, but not everybody, right? Okay. But then your job is to reach those people who want to buy a property or have money to invest. So the first thing you're going to do to yourself is that you're going to decide that every day you're going to reach out to 10 people. Now that 10 people could be you. Do you know anybody who wants to invest in Dubai? Say no, and it's okay. Remember, I'm in real estate. I'll catch you next week again. No problem. Now, what she's going to do is she's going to go around her life. And, I planted the seed. I said, okay, do you know anybody who wants to invest? And she might be like, she might talk to her mother, who'll say, that uncle just sold his business and he wants to retire in Dubai. I know somebody who could sell him a property. So this is what you've got to do. So you've got to, I know this sounds like, oh my God, this is so much work. Like, can't I just sit back and leads are just coming to me? Hey, listen, you got to do the work. Like, you want to lose weight, not lose weight. You want to lose fat and you want to be fit. You got to put in the work, right? You want to be healthy. You got to put in the work, eat healthy stuff. You want to move to another country to be with somebody. You've got to take the steps to move. Yes or no? Okay. You want to take a job in a different category. Let's say you are a trained marketing specialist and now you want to become an artist. You've got to take the jump. If you don't do it, you don't put in the work. It's like, but now I want to be the question you ask. Most of the time, people are asking me a question and they're saying, "How do I become a successful artist?" I'm like, okay, go do the work. Like, produce 1,000 pieces of art and then try to sell them, starting with $10. And then maybe one day you'll sell it for $10,000 and $1 million and $10 million. And yes, God may will it that your first piece sells for $1 billion. I don't know. I don't control that. But you got to put the work in. So, Zahir Zaman, Bismillah ar-Rahman, this is the answer to you. Bhai, go in there and decide that I got to add 10 people to my database every day. Pick up the phone, call the people. That's how you do it, okay? All right? You just reach out to people. Don't cold call. Reach out to people, friends, family. I'll give you an example. you know that there's some big event happening, Arab media, Arab health, Arab hospitality, something. The event is so big that Dubai has, for those of you who live in Dubai would have seen this. Anybody who's from Abu Dhabi would not know this, or Alain might not know this, but if you're in Dubai, you would see this. Dubai is putting up those messages on the road that the best way to get there is by metro. Why? Because it's going to be big, it's going to be massive, and there's going to be tons of people. So what do you do, Zahir? You go to this event and you start introducing yourself. Well, talk to them, understand what they do, and then introduce yourself and tell them, like, look, I work in real estate and I would love for you, if you need to buy property, help you. And maybe you'll meet 200 people and one person will buy. But do you think it's easy if you go and just advertise online and you'll get 200 clients and 200 will buy? It might be the same ratio, right? Right? So just do the time. Do the time, do the work. Good? Right? Does that make sense? Guys, everything you guys want, the Assalamu alaikum Fayaz, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everything, most of the things we want, I think we know what we need to do. Most of the time, yeah? Isn't it true? Sometimes? I think for the younger folk, the ones who are, I'm going to say this, the ones who are under 30, I think you guys might not know. The ones who are between 30 and 35, you're figuring it out, you're getting the balls and getting stronger. Go for it, go for life. And the ones who are 40, I think you guys know what needs to be done, generally speaking. Okay, this is my opinion. Bismillah. Love to have the questions. Okay, Zahir asks, where's this event story? Look, this is an interesting question. Like, bless you. Go Google, brother. Okay, first of all, this event's probably Dubai World Trade Center Dubai World Trade Center, or the Expo. It's one place of Dubai, okay, where the main exhibition hall is. But now here you go one step further. Go to their website, see all the exhibitions that are happening throughout the month. Download the calendar, and you know when to go where. Okay, this one. Wasim sent a request on WhatsApp. I think he wants to go live. Please check. Jazakallah khair. Thank you dearly, brother. Of course, I'll do that. And social media too. Go for social media as well. How do you advise finding? Okay, so where's this question? I had a question over here. Guys, love to take your questions. Everybody is watching. Sama, Maz. Dubai off plan 19. What do you sell? What are you in it for? Naveed Hussain, Wasim Khan, Bismillah. So what's this question? Oof. Do you think the Badra community will experience great appreciation once the Palm Jabal Ali will be ready? You guys want to know an interesting story? Many, many years ago, 2008, me, along with my senior partner, invested in Badra. Allahu Akbar. What a time to do that. Right before the global financial crisis. To answer your question, they can, generally speaking, yes, of course. Jab Palm Jabal Ali ban jayega, and it'll take some time. No? Things don't happen overnight, right? It's a huge island. There's a lot of work that's happening over there, and it will continue. But those who think like the story's an overnight magic and everybody starts making money, those people need to calm down a little bit. Okay, guys? Okay, makes sense? Okay, I sent you a message on WhatsApp. Double S Real Estate says, how long can you hold the property? Then you can flip it in your experience. Allah musta'an, may Allah make it easy. I think these days it might be some time. Look, it varies. Like it could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But let's even say if I said 3 years, you've got to still assume that the market's kind of like going upwards after 3 years, right? Take care. Am I right? Does that make sense? The market's still got to be going upwards after 3 years, right? If it's not going upwards after 3 years, you might not be able to sell. You might be able to sell it in 1 year's time. So that's something you've got to pay attention to. Okay, so if it's not going up after 3 years, you might be stuck. So the critical thing is, look, you've got to buy correctly, and then you've got to exit in the right fashion. Okay, guys, everybody here, welcome. I think I'm going to take somebody uh, live. The team's trying to figure it out how to do this, but I'd love to hear questions from you guys. Fayaz Ansari says, "Sir, how can I start as a real estate agent journey?" Hey, check out some of my videos. How can you start as a real estate Sir, how can I start as a real estate agent journey? First of all, if you're thinking of Dubai, guys, everybody who's new to starting in real estate, uh, first of all, if you're trying to do it in Dubai, you've got to move here, right? You can't be not here. If you're not here, you're going to have a little bit of a tough time to start, generally speaking, right? Number one. Number two, if you are in Dubai, then get into a good company, decent company, mid level company. It doesn't take too long. I think if you go and interview with 4 or 5 companies, you will be able to figure out which company cares about you guys, which company wants to invest in your growth and train you to become better. And if they're training you to get better, then generally speaking, what's going to happen is you will feel it. You'll ask them, okay, what's the training program? Is there somebody who can mentor me? Is there somebody who can Bismillah guide me? And you'll be okay. Okay. So first of all, come to Dubai and then apply to good companies, and you will be in a good position to get started. Guys, I don't see any more questions coming through right now. I are there any questions coming through? But I do appreciate everybody who's joined live. Alhamdulillah. Guys, we do go live on Saturday. This Saturday is going to be closer to about 12 noon, 11:45 to 12 noon. Please join us again on that live as well. Everybody who's joined today, say it. Dubai off plan 19, Alhamdulillah. S Altaf, double S Real Estate, and a lot of the other people who also joined. I really appreciate you guys joining in. Thank you. Zahir Zaman says on YouTube, thank you for your time. Jazakallah khair. Wa iyak. I wish you all the very best. Talk to you guys soon. Lots of love, lots of khair. May Allah bless you all. Bye for now.